Oh, there he is. First one here. Got to give the credit where the credit is due. Now, where'd I put my marker? Welcome. Now, let me get on there. Hey, it wasn't my idea. You got to blame Miss Heather for it. I'm gonna throw her straight under the bus. Miss Heather, why did you? Why? How dare you come up with something like this? The attendance listing. I mean, I told her I was. Hey, it wasn't my idea. I told her. You got to blame Miss Heather for it. I told her it was a bad idea. You know, what can I do? You know, all I can do is vouch for you guys. You know, and just Miss Heather. You know, she calls the shots, and so we have a first in. You know. There we go. So Gandara has a one-up lead now on Mr. Rees and Miss Boyce. And I won't call you by your first name since that's not on there, Ruiz. But I do know it. It's not a matter of not knowing it. But love it. So we got to wait till the last few people come in before I take this down. Let me see if I can get it a little cooler in here because it's so hot right now. So hot. You know, life is kind of a competition, you know. Let's get started with this stuff. I could probably leave this up here, just kind of get in my way. Let me see if I can move it over like this and still do this markup that I need to do. Whew. Can't stop sweating, man. So hot. We need to mark up 11 and a half inches. I got all my, I'm going to kind of move the camera angle down a little bit. Because I got my post right here. Um, and what we have is we have two posts, you know, where we have the mortises cut in, right? And we have the two other posts that I cut on my short today. If you watch the short, uh, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mark up down this side down here. Nah, not here, man. It's oh, it's sunny here. It was kind of nice today. I couldn't fully appreciate it. I don't think. Uh, when I was running, you know, obviously it makes you get hot. So I want to go 11 and a half inches exactly up from this bottom side here. And I can't, I don't, I can kind of line it up with the other two. That's why I have them up here, just so I know. I'm measuring from the bottom up. If you looked at the top right now, you'd notice they're actually not, um, this is not my favorite measuring tape here. Not even on the top. So those are gonna have to be cut with the beam saw again, just to get them even. But right now, I'm gonna work on getting this 11 and a half inches from the bottom to this mortise. I might actually use that little pencil sharpener. How's everybody doing? Get my right angle here. I had another measuring tape. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen. We're laying out some mortises right now. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're like a family here. We just hang out. Don't be shy. Don't be a stranger. Man, I don't like this right here. I gotta move this one here. If I show you, I need to show you what's going on with it. So you see down here on this end how this one's longer than this one. This is a problem for a bunch of reasons. I can't really do anything about it. You see the little staples? I can't saw the tip off the end with my beam saw and hit those staples. So I'm in a dilemma. I'm gonna have to use an angle grinder to get this side straight, but I gotta measure from the short side because that's really where I'm gonna cut to. So this needs to be 11.5 inches up and then the line made off of that. Just putting that information there. I just thought it was important to emphasize for value if in 100 years somebody's watching this. God bless everybody if I'm the only source of timber framing information in 100 years. Hopefully not. Just be careful driving home, Daniel. You know, like keep your eyes on the road. Don't put in your picks for the NBA while you're driving. Hold on, he doesn't do that. Ruiz, who's the one driving? One of y'all watches this while you drive home. Gonna live in Bunk. Yeah, you will, man. Come on, don't get smart. The point of this is not to learn how to build a bunk bed. It's to learn how to make the joints that you can use to build a house. Everything we did with this bunk bed can be converted into house. Okay, everything. Watch this Appalachian. What do they call them? Appalachian Homestead. This channel that I watch. Every joint they make is like mine. I mean, really, even with their level of expertise. Also, I was on Mr. Chickadee's thing today. He does a timber frame course. All we're doing is we're taking the timber frame concepts and making them smaller. The practice idea, it should work for everything. You know, it's universal concepts. The joints work for multiple applications. I think you all know that. I'm gonna work on this one though first because I'm a little worried about this board here, about the beam. I'll size that one up later. And also you'll notice that the top's not flush either, so this is gonna have to also be put through planer, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that later. 11.5 inches, now 5.5 inches is the width of the mortise. So hopefully I got enough 5.5 inches here. That's a little shy, it seems like. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. Everything is just a box. Yeah, I suppose so, man. I suppose you're right about that. I mean, kind of everything is. It's all about the square, you know, the square rule, right? Don't love that this knot is right in the middle of this mortise. Hopefully, you know, we can get around it. It's going to be in one of them. It would either, well, you know what? Nah, not if I flipped it around. No, there's one down on the other end too. So it just has to be dealt with. It's good practice. I need to find that little tiny pencil sharpener that came with this pencil. We're gonna go ahead and make these layout marks all the way around. This is really the true line. You can see these boards aren't even here, which is a slight problem. We're gonna see how big a problem it is later though. Should we take the attendance board down since Chardonnay's not here today? Probably at work or something. I mean, I watched a video earlier today about a scarf joint. Yeah, actually, I like this pencil a lot, dude. And if I could find my little tiny sharpener, it would, and I had it over here somewhere, my little bitty sharpener. It really has a sharp point on it, a consistent point. I'm gonna find it. Yeah, who got me the pencil? Was that you, Daniel? The pencil is worth it. Plus the exchangeable lead in it and the different colors makes it versatile because you know, a lot of times that pencil mark is going to disappear in whatever workpiece you're on. So having some different color options also in case you're trying to color code waste versus whatever you're trying to keep, or you have some different levels you're trying to cut in there. But yeah, I mean, it works really well. I watched this Japanese timber framing video that showed this Japanese house that's made with this odd curved log that is mainly it's the summer beam of the house. You can make timber frame or wood joined homes out of any type of wood, and even curved wood if your math and your skills are exact enough. So a square rule helps us to make basic timber frames and lay those out. But then as you get more advanced and stuff, you can use curved timbers and stuff like that. Do some George Nakashima type stuff, you know, where you're on a very, very high level. I don't know that I'll ever get to that level. I don't know that I ever need to be there. What I want to be able to do is just build myself a really nice timber frame house. And apparently there are lots of courses available on YouTube, etc. So that's cool, you know, especially when I get some money. I have to take one of those and report back. I just want layout marks on both sides because as you guys saw last time, I drill straight through and I need to see both sides of the mortise. It looks pretty accurate from here. Maybe if this is the back side, it may be a little easier because I don't have to chisel exacting through this. And about chiseling around this, maybe the notch should be on the back side of the mortise. Just if we're trying to test that out. A little bit fuzzy, the resolution, so let me go check my internet box and make sure we're all straight with that. Get this off of that signal, that might help. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, where we use conventional lumber to build cool things. But as you may know, building takes a while to do. So we take our time here. We turn some other lights on, that usually helps. Put on my light that I got from Steady Eddie. So yeah, from Daniel. Yeah, so the pencil is very good. I love it. Welcome to Dad's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put some more layout marks on this beam here, or this post. This is really a post. It's vertical. We'll find out some about whether it's plumb in a little bit. But the mark from the bottom, we need to find out what is the dimension from the bottom here. Pretty soon I am going to try, as people have said, to do a horizontal live stream. I do vertical because most of my viewers are on their phone, so you get more in your picture, like it's not as small. So that's 3.5 inches up. So we're going to make this layout 3.5 inches up from the bottom. Well, actually, you know what? I have to do that I have to measure that from a different spot. We're going to do it like this. Line up the bottoms. Worst tape right here. But I got 35 inches from there to the mortise there. Now that's not really lined up. Let's see if we line it up right here. 35 inches. I gotta line this up. .35 inches, and then it's going to be 38.5 from the point, the layout face of the last marks. All right. I'm using the other ones as guides too. Kind of helps me make sure I'm not, whoops, I didn't mean to push that lid out more. Who's here? Oh, welcome to Dad's Workshop, ladies and gentlemen. We are laying layout marks out on these bunk bed posts. You can see here we have a post that this fits laminated 2x4s. This fits laminated 2x6s. The bottom one's going to be the 2x6, so this post sits up like this. Hopefully you can see this. And you can't see the bottom, but the bottom is going to have the 2x6 laminated beams. And the top here, this is where the top bunk rung will be. The top is going to have laminated 2x4s. They're going to go through. There's going to be a pin that goes through and holds them in place. This is a through mortise. So welcome to Dad's Workshop, where we do cool stuff with wood. Try to use physics and math and engineering type concepts to make beautiful furniture. Now we're going to keep making these layout marks. I'll probably move the camera down so it's more in the middle of the shot. All right, here we go. You got this. Oops, there goes my light. Live stuff. I'm trying to keep these here just for reference, and they're heavy and a pain in the butt to move. Hopefully I'm still in the camera angle here. Oh, I know how I can do this. Let's put this up in here. Sorry, in the microphone. All right, now I can rearrange that light in the camera so that you all can see properly. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. Hit the like button, subscribe. Right now we're working on this through mortise right here, and I'm going to lay out the marks here. Before I start sawing anything, I want to make sure all my layout marks are good. Now also there needs to be a half an inch, there's a half an inch housing here, so it has to be laid out too. I did not set this to a half an inch, it's set at 3/4 of an inch right now. Let me see if I can, nah, you all know, I'll show it to you in a second, but I'm making layout marks for the mortise itself right now. They're 3/4 of an inch from each side. So it's just gonna look like an eye, basically. Hopefully your mom didn't get bit by the copperhead. Everybody's safe, hopefully. I have to continue these marks here because I need the same layout face on the bottom as the top. That's a little bit off there. I don't know if those marks line up or not. Looks like they're pretty close. And those are too. Now I'm going to take my 3/4. I'm going to turn this vise up so you can see, and I'm going to try to do this. It's kind of difficult. Well, that one's already made, so I'm going to flip it and do the other side. But first, let me turn it up this direction. Love this vise. You see that side doesn't have any layout marks. Hopefully you all can still see that. Let me move it in a little bit. All about view. Get my microphone off. All right, now I have this thing set 3/4 of an inch because the mortise here is, it's got a, you know, 3/4 of an inch of support wood on either side. So that's our first line there. Then from the bottom, y'all see how that goes? Real simple, right? That part. Looks like I missed a spot here at the very end. All right, now we have layout marks on 360 degrees of the piece that we're, the work piece that we're on right now. I'm gonna flip this over and I'm gonna mark down a half an inch on that I decided was gonna be entrance side, which was this one. I set my gauge to a half an inch now because the housing is a half an inch. That provides support for the beam, and this is where it's going to be chiseled to right there. And same thing on the other side. It's like math. What you do to one side, you do the other. Remember that from algebra? Yeah, I'm talking about school. Everybody's psyched, right? All right. Now we have the layout marks on these. I'm going to check it against the other two posts from the bottom up. So I'm doing the 11.5-inch mortise first, and then I move up 35 inches to this one.